For this question, it's given that P is directly proportional to Q minus 3 square and Q is positive. Now the table below shows some corresponding values of P and Q. I want to find, given this table, right, what's the equation connecting P and Q and what's the values of A and B. Okay, so from here, we know that given this sentence, right, when they have already provided to us that P is directly proportional, this allows us to write down equation that P is K of Q minus 3 squared. Okay, so what we want to do is, like other questions, we would like to find the value of K, which is the proportionality constant. That will allow us to, just like in the notes, we can solve for further values of P and Q. Okay, like A and B here. Okay, so let's use a set of values here. We can use 2, 5 or 8, 7 since these both of them are provided. Now I can basically substitute in P equals to 2, Q equals to 5. This allows us, okay, again, P is 2, Q is 5. This will have 2 equals to K multiplied by 2 square, which is the same as 4K. And we obtain K to be equals to 2 over 4 or half. So as of now, we can formulate that our equation is P. Instead of K, we can write down half of Q minus 3 squared. Right? So this is the equation connecting P and Q. So that is our A. Now with this equation, right, I can basically substitute other values. Okay, first to find what is A and what's find B. So here, okay, now looking at the second set equation, I'm now going to do part B. I'm going to substitute in to find my B. Okay, so find my A, sorry. So I'm going to sub P equals to A and Q equals to 0.8. These are my first set of values that I'm going to do. I'm going to find out what is A and, okay. So I must sub P back into this equation here. Our given parent equation is that from our equation, P is half Q minus 3 squared. This is the equation that we have. I will substitute P as A. I will substitute Q as 0.8. This gives me A to be half of 0.8 minus 3 squared. Right, just using the calculator to calculate this easily, you will have this is half of 0.8 minus 3, that will be negative 2.2, negative 2.2 square. The final answer turns out to be 2.42. Right, so remember, once we find the equation, once we find a K, we can use this again to find all of different unknowns, like what we did in the notes. So next, I will go to this set of values here, which is P equals to 32 and Q equals to B. Now next, I sub P equals to 32 and Q equals to B. This will allow me to find my B. Now, B, right, same equation, P is half of Q minus 3 squared. I substitute P as 32. I substitute Q as B. So the purpose of me doing this is I want to find what is my B, right? My B and my A, they are unknowns corresponding to a certain set of values that satisfy this equation, right? This is the direct proportion equation. So 32 equals to half of B minus 3 squared. Now this is, I want to make B the subject. I want to find what's B. So first, let me get rid of the side coefficients, those that are not helping me. Multiply by 2 on both sides. So why do I do that? I want to get rid of the half. That gives me 64. B minus 3 squared. Okay? And so from here, what do I want to do is, I probably want the, square root both sides to get rid of the square. So I will have B minus 3 probably equals to 8, or B minus 3 is equals to negative 8. Now do remember that when you square root, you need to take a plus minus on both sides. This gives me b equals 11 or b equals to -5, which we'll have to reject. Since again we want q to be positive, right? It means that also b has to be positive, right? So let me just put a quick REJ here because b has to be positive. So my final answer is that b is equals to 11. Okay.